I'm Milton from TeamFFLEX. You're on my show, Protein Power, where we talk about everything nutrition. Right now it's quarantine, and there's been a lot of the quarantinis I've been hearing about, seeing about on the news, on the gram, everywhere. Because people are drinking alcohol. But the truth is, hey, you still got to track it. Today, I'm going to tell you how to track your alcohol. Please do me a favor. Subscribe to my channel and share out the video. I'm Milton from TeamFFLEX. This is Protein Power. So like I said, we're all on quarantine. We've been on quarantine. This has brought a lot of different people to making quarantinis and all these other, I'm sure there's a million quarantine drinks. I'm sure there's a million quarantine drinking games. And I know a lot of people that are in the off-season, improvement season, even people on prep, have been getting into a couple drinks at the house. Well, the truth is, fam, you can have some alcohol and still stay on track with your health and fitness goals if you know how to track it. However, most of the time when you look up caloric information for any of these drinks, you're not getting the full story, right? You're not getting proteins, carbs, fats, fibers. It's oftentimes just mislabeled. And so with that, a lot of people get confused. They don't know how to track. Well, I'm going to break it down for you real simple, real quick, real easy. How to track your alcohol step by step right here. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Step 1, understand that alcohol actually doesn't fit into any specific macro. Here's the crazy thing about alcohol. If we have our macros, which are protein, carbs, fats, each of these have a specific amount of calories per gram. Now, most foods, pretty much everything, drinks, everything fits into one of these categories, or usually multiple, right? So with a protein, we're getting 4 calories per gram. With a carb, we're getting 4 calories per gram. With fats, we're getting 9 calories, 9 per gram. So with that, you gotta understand each one of these things have their own gram amount their own caloric amount per gram, in other words, right? Well, alcohol, guess what? It's 7. It's kind of weird. It's like a mythical type of caloric intake because it's 7. 7 calories per gram for alcohol. So that's important to note. That's your step 1. Understand that alcohol is 7 calories per gram. 1, 2, 3! So now the next step is you really got to know the calories of your drink, okay? You got to know what you're drinking. You got to know what the calories actually are. And I'm not talking about what it says on the labels with the carbs and all that. That could be, it could be not accurate. It's probably not accurate. A lot of times if it says, oh, it has 15 carbs, but it has 230 calories, and that's the only macro in it, obviously something's going on here, right? So what you got to do is you got to look for the total calories. Now, a lot of times you can know this. Sometimes you can find this. If you can't, it's easy. Go to MyFitnessPal, the apps, any of your tracking apps, honestly, that's just the one I suggest. And you can search for it. Literally, 1 shot of whiskey, 1 beer of whatever kind, a glass of wine, all this stuff, down to the gram even, it'll tell you. And then you'll know the amount of calories per your drink. This is important. Step 2, understand the calories for your drink. Now, the next step, the step that we have to consider next is what macronutrient do we actually want to deduct for? Obviously, in your tracking apps and so on and so forth, we don't have an alcohol macro. We got proteins, carbs, fats, okay? Those are our macros. And like we talked about in the beginning, each one of these has a per caloric count, right? 4, 4, 9, depending on which one we're talking about. Point is, if we want to track a drink accurately and actually fit it into our goals so it deducts correctly, you got to decide which macronutrient you're going to do that with. Now, protein off the table. You don't want to deduct from your protein with an alcoholic drink, obviously. We got to hit our proteins. So we're going to take protein off the table. Now, this leaves you with 2 macros, carbs and fats. And follow along with me right now. Please understand this. We got carbs and we got fats. I suggest that you deduct whichever macro you have the highest amount. Okay? And what I'm saying is, if you have 245 grams of carbs a day as your scheduled macros you gotta hit, and you got 40 fats or 60 fats or something, it's probably smarter to take the calories from the alcohol and deduct them from the actual carbs because it's a higher macro. Now, some people may be on a higher fat side, lower carb side, and you may want to do the reverse of that. The point is, it doesn't really matter, but you have to understand the math. And so here's the math. Next step, I'm going straight to it. The next step is very simple. Take the calories of the drink, okay, whatever it is you're drinking, total calories, and you're going to divide them by whatever macro you chose. So again, let me remind you, if you choose carbohydrates to deduct your alcohol from, to track your alcohol in other words, you're going to go ahead and say, okay, here's my 200 caloric drink, I'm going to divide it by 4. And that's going to give you the amount of carbs that you punch in, okay? See, simple, easy, nice. Good shit. Fats, you can do the same thing. If you want to deduct from your fats, take your 200 caloric drink, and again, these calories are just for the example, whatever drink it is, and deduct it by now 9, because it's 9 grams per, or 9 calories per gram of fat, right? So now, we're going to be able to track these things. Very simple. Now you can actually deduct your macros accurately, you can actually track it accurately, and you can still have the drinks you want to have. So really all you gotta do now is you take your grams, whatever amount you got, and you deduct it. You can just search, carb gram, you can search fat gram, whatever, and then it'll let you enter in as many as you want. Now that will let you accurately track your alcohol, which is hard to do if you don't do this formula. Because if you just take, your beer and you scan it or whatever, and the carbs are not actually matching the calories, you're gonna have more calories, less carb, you're tracking to be all askew, and I know that will drive all of you crazy. So if you want to track your alcohol accurately, that is how you do it. Because again, it doesn't necessarily matter which macro we choose. What matters is that we're getting that in there. And so while you're all on quarantine right now, or after, if you're watching this in the future where this has all ended, the point is you can still track your alcohol and hit your fitness goals. Unfortunately, what a lot of people do is they don't assume that that's true, and they go on a bender, they have, 10, 20 drinks, I don't know, people do crazy shit. Even if you're having 4 or 5 drinks a night or something like that, it will add up. 1 drink a night can add up if you're not tracking this stuff. So what you gotta understand is, hey, you gotta fit this stuff in. You gotta make sure it works. You gotta make sure it's gonna fit for your goals. Because if you have an untracked alcohol, it is going to affect your physique. I guarantee you, I promise you. And with that, you gotta make sure it fits. So if you're having these quarantinis, you're having this alcohol at all, you're having a glass of red wine or whatever it is, put it in the damn tracking app, track that shit as if it was normal, and then make sure you're deducting. Make sure you're not overeating it. Make sure you're not overeating your macros on top of having drinks, because alcohol will add up, ladies and gents. Some of you be surprised to know that a shot can have between 60 to 100, 120 calories per shot. How many of you have had more than 1 shot in a night? You know what I mean? It adds up. It'll get you there quick. It will add up to being really detrimental to your physique if you don't track it. So make sure you're tracking this stuff. On my Instagram, I want to tell you right now, if you go there right now, I just posted today exactly how to do this. How to track your alcohol. Boo! Take a look at this. It is a cheat sheet for what I just told you. Literally, down to the exact formulas you need to know. There's also a little cheat sheet on here for anybody that didn't want to go through all the math. It's really not that hard, though. I strongly suggest it. Oh, what I should say too is once you make your favorite drinks and you do this formula, just save it. You can save it as a food. in MyFitnessPal. Obviously, it's a drink, but you can save it. So it's a recipe. You can just load it in. You don't have to do this math 50 times over. Strongly suggest that. I don't even know if I mentioned that on the gram, but that's why you guys follow me on YouTube and you subscribe to this channel. Okay, but here's the thing. I put a cheat sheet on here for you. Give you an idea. Ready? Take note. You red wine drinkers out there. 5-ounce glass of red wine is 100 calories, okay? Now, if you wanted to deduct that for carbs, it would be 25 carbs, or it would be, if you wanted to take it from fats, 11 to 12 fats. Cheat sheet. Now, 12-ounce light beer, for all you out there, 100 calories, that would be 25 carbs, if you wanted to take it off your carbs, or it would be 11 to 12 fats, right? Good shit. Shot of liquor. Now, this is broad spectrum, you're going to have to look up yours. But 100 calories, again, same difference. 25 carbs, 11 to 12 fat. Obviously, any other drink you want, any other drink you can imagine. I know a lot of people like to make mixed drinks and their own drinks and whatever. You can make it, you can put it in there, you can do this math once and save it, and that will pay off massively for the future, because if you're ever going to have an alcoholic drink in your life again, you want to track it. You want to make sure it's going to go in the app the right way. You want to make sure you're still hitting your goals. The amount of people that overshoot their alcohol consumption and thus it takes them off the whole path, bad news, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like if you're getting 500-600 calories of alcohol extra, which is like 2 glasses of wine, you know, you're gonna be, that's adding body fat spectrum, or at least maintaining. That's gonna be a caloric surplus for some of you, which means it doesn't matter how good you are with your nutrition, you're over getting your calories, which means you ain't getting no results. Thanks for watching my show today, ladies and gents. Appreciate you all being here. Please do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Share out the video. I'm Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. This is Protein Power. If anybody needs help with any of this, if you want help, I'll help you figure out how to track your damn alcohol. Hit me up. Shoot me a comment, DM, whatever. Check out our free coaching trial most of all. We're doing free at-home custom workouts. If you're at the gym, we'll do them for that too, whatever. Contest prep, lifestyle, fat loss, muscle building can all be done right now, and it should be done. You should be still training. You should be still keeping your vision forward, staying on track with your nutrition and everything else. We're doing that for free right now at TeamFFLEX.com. Go there, put your email in that pop-up. I'll see you on the other side. Appreciate you all being here. Share out the video. Coach Rye is out.